Hi, I'm Ryan Cummings from the R&R Law Group. Welcome to Your Brother at Law. Here, we break down Arizona law into simple, straightforward terms. So whether you're looking for tips or insights into legal processes, I'm here to make the law easier to understand. So let's dive in and make legal knowledge more accessible to everyone.
In this video, we're talking about firearms and other weapons that are prohibited under Arizona law. There are certain rules that Arizona has in place about who can have firearms, who cannot have firearms, who can have certain weapons, what type of weapons are not allowed, and we're going to run through those today. In a different video, we talked about different categories of people who cannot have certain weapons. In this video, we're going to talk specifically about the weapons themselves, what's allowed and what's not. This is defined in the definitions portions of Title 13 for the weapons violations, ARS 133101, and it details a number of different types of weapons or explosives that are not allowed. They're prohibited. They're prohibited weapons. And so let's run through them and see what they are. First and foremost, number one is any bombs, grenades, or rockets. Really what they're talking about is anything that has the ability to explode. The statute talks about something that has 4 ounces or more of an explosive volatile that is going to be prohibited. Number two, anything that's designed to muzzle or suppress the sound of a firearm. These are silencers. It doesn't actually use the language, the statute doesn't say anything about silencers, but it says anything that's going to manipulate or suppress the sound of a firearm. So if you put something on the end of the weapon that's intended to suppress or silence or really reduce the volume that you're going to hear as a result of firing that weapon, that's going to be prohibited. Similarly, other firearm rules. You can't have a short barrel shotgun or rifle. They're not allowed. So if you go to a weapons store, firearm store, you can buy a full barrel shotgun. All of these from a licensed, reputable, certified dealer are going to be within the confines of the law. But if you buy a shotgun, take it home and modify it, or you cut the barrel off, or you buy a long rifle and cut the barrel off, they have to comport with these rules. If it's shorter than 16 inches for a rifle, that's going to be too small. Likewise, if it's under 18 inches for a shotgun, that's going to be too small. So with the barrels that you have as well, from the butt of the gun to the end of the barrel has to be at least 26 inches as well. So if you have any rifle variation, shotgun, total length of the entire weapon, that can't be less than 26 inches. So that's where you got to be able to measure it, and it just can't be less than 26 inches. Moving on, anything that's a breakable container with a flammable liquid. Think Molotov cocktails. So a Molotov cocktail is something when somebody takes a bottle, fill it with some gasoline, puts a rag or cloth in it, and then you're going to use something to light the end of that. Throw it, it breaks, and it explodes. The gas flies everywhere and catches fire. That's illegal. So anything that is similar to that, it's technically not called a Molotov cocktail in the statute, but it says anything that's a breakable container with a flammable liquid and a wick or something resembling a wick is going to be considered a prohibited weapon. Also, anything I'm calling bursting gas bombs. So you may have played around with these when you were a younger kid, or maybe you do it on the weekends for fun. But if you take something like dry ice, put it in a 2-liter bottle with some other container, close the lid, quickly shaking it up and throwing it, and that thing expands with gas, and then it'll eventually explode because the plastic becomes so pressurized, it will actually explode. That's a prohibited weapon. That actually can be quite dangerous depending upon what chemicals are used, the quantities, the different materials that are used. So anything that's going to be similar to that, like a dry ice bomb, and the statute specifically references dry ice in the statute. Also IEDs, just like what you hear about in the news and the wars all throughout the world. Improvised explosive devices. So anything that resembles an IED or some sort of container with explosives in it, a pipe bomb that's rigged to a cell phone, of course any of these things that resemble terrorism, and that's going to be a prohibited weapon. And then there's the catch-all, saying that anything that's used, any kind of variety of materials that can be used or assembled to make one of these things in number 1, number 5, or number 7. So anything that can be used to make a bomb, grenade, or rocket, or make something that's a breakable container that explodes or has flammable liquid inside of it, or that is used to create an IED. If you have a number of these materials in place and there was some kind of intent or there's kind of an inclination that you're going to be using these things to create one of those, all of those things all together are going to be considered prohibited weapons because you can assemble them to create something that's prohibited weapon. So that's kind of a catch-all down there. So these are the prohibited weapons that are covered under the statute. If you're a prohibited possessor, or if you're in possession of one of these weapons and you are caught with it, you can be charged with a felony. And they can be quite serious depending upon where you fall on the list. If you're facing a misconduct involving weapons charge and you want to speak with our team about it, give us a call. We offer free case evaluations, and we look forward to speaking with you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more valuable insights. Got a legal question or a topic that you're curious about? Drop a comment below and we'll consider it for our next video. If you or a loved one are facing criminal charges, give our office a call to schedule a free case evaluation. Your safety, clarity, and hope are our top priorities. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next video.